What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Traveling Crypto. Today I noticed that there were over 1,700 cryptocurrencies. This number is steadily creeping up. Meanwhile, BTC dominance continues to hover around the 47-48% range, which is pretty high, especially considering the fact that we added new cryptocurrencies. Not sure where these came from, to be honest. But market cap is at around 271 bill. Nothing really on this coin market cap chart to remark on. So let us move into our BTC analysis, and then we'll get into our news for the day. So looking at BTC's 1 day, that's not it. That is it. So looking at BTC's 1 day, there's an interesting pattern forming almost all the way back to the beginning of 2018. And it's this descending wedge pattern here that you see denoted in with the white lines. Now, the reason that this is significant is because we're clearly making lower highs and lower lows, which is a classic formation of the descending wedge. Now, what this provides us is really an easy way of swing trading, and that's why we've been swing trading Bitcoin almost all along, being able to identify, obviously not where the exact high is and not where the exact low is, but you could see this cycle here that is forming within the channel itself, and you can kind of ascertain where Bitcoin is going to hit before dropping, and then where Bitcoin's floor is going to be before rising again. And that allows you to make swing trades, of between 10 and 20%, sometimes more, within this descending wedge. So although we are slowly declining since 2018, or since January 2018, it doesn't mean that you can't profit off Bitcoin. Now, that is the 1 day chart outlook. You have to take different increments into consideration in order to get the full picture. So on the 1 day chart, it actually seems pretty bearish for Bitcoin. We could see us fall back down to retest somewhere around the support of this descending wedge pattern, which would bring us around 6,000 or less even. But again, that's nothing to fret about because you can swing trade this if you practice caution and discipline. Moving on to the 1 week chart. If you look at the 1 week chart, the interesting thing here, the thing that jumps out at me right away is the convergence of the MACD. So we've been in a steady decline again since January 2018, and there really wasn't any period in sight where the MACD looked like it was going to converge again and possibly trend upwards, except for now. So the blue, which is the 12, and the 26, which is the orange, have now crossed paths, and obviously when the blue supersedes the orange line, we see this MACD moving upwards, which usually coincides with an increase in price. So on a bit of a longer term chart, there is hope for Bitcoin's price. Let me go back to the 1 day chart real quick. Just because we see this descending wedge pattern that seemingly is lasting quite a while, it doesn't mean this trend won't be broken. Trends are made to be broken. And a descending wedge pattern, usually when it breaks out to the upside, meaning that when we do finally see this pattern broken, we will see a rally most likely. Obviously, it depends on the volume and what else is going on in the news. But if this somehow coincides with positive ETF news again, which is what brought us out of the June slump when we hit our 2018 low, we could see a bullish rally and a breakout from this pattern. So that's why when we go to the 1 week chart, if there is a possible bullish scenario denoted by the MACD and the fact that Bitcoin quickly regained value after falling under the 50-week EMA, which means that it wasn't comfortable being under the 50-week EMA, if we do see a bullish pattern, it means that on the 1 day chart, this could be broken and we could get market confirmation that a bullish rally is up ahead. And then if we zoom into something like the 4-hour chart, which gives us more of an accurate representation into what's going on now because it's a shorter increment, you could see that we are currently at oversold levels. The MACD has not crossed yet, but it looks like it is going to be trending in the other direction. However, here is where the conditional price action comes into play. And what I mean by that is here is where you could see or assess which scenarios would actually cause us to see a bearish reversal once again, and which scenarios would cause us to, consolidate for a bit and possibly see a rally from here. And I believe that because we have fallen under the 100-day EMA, which is this green line right here, if we continue to trade below that, we could see a move back down to at least the 0.382 level. If that's broken, and if the 200-day EMA is broken, then it could confirm a proper bearish reversal on the 1-day chart, which would bring us back down towards the support line of this descending wedge. That's why it's really important to look at different increments. I mean, yeah, for if you're just looking to gain a quick perspective on BTC's price, you could look at the 1-day chart just like any other crypto. You could just look at the 1-day chart if you're quickly going through and trying to assess what is going on. But if you really want a detailed look, you do have to look at different increments to get the whole story, to get the whole picture. So a break below, if we continue to trade, in my view, if we continue to trade below the 100-day EMA, we could see a slow movement down towards 0.382. If we break that and break the 200-day EMA, we could see a free fall back down to previous levels, which would be closer to the support line of this descending wedge. One last thing I'll say, if you look at the monthly chart, July actually broke the longest losing streak in Bitcoin's price since 2016. So July, August 2016, we saw back-to-back red candles. We haven't seen that since until we hit May and June of this year. So we broke that streak, thank God. But we'll see what's up ahead depending on those conditional scenarios that I pointed out on the 4-hour chart. Let's get into a little bit of news. It's kind of slow on the crypto news cycle, but there are a couple of fucking ridiculous stories. So this first one that we'll go over, former US President Bill Clinton to give keynote speech at Ripple's Fall Tech Conference. So Ripple has been pushing this idea that they are moving towards full decentralization. And I guess in their view, nothing speaks decentralization like hiring one of the most corporatist politicians and presidents we've ever had. I mean, I was reading through this, and I guess their reasoning for doing this, and Bill Clinton obviously doesn't give free speeches. He's actually one of the most expensive former presidents or former politicians when it comes to speaking fees. But I guess reading through this, their assessment was that since, the tech boom happened under his watch in the 90s, and that, he was a great president, or seen as a great president with regards to the economy. I don't know how much credit you can give to Bill Clinton for that, but because of that, they thought that he would be a great speaker at their global payments tech conference. I don't know. I mean, it seems like obviously Ripple is trying to play both sides of the game, where to the banks and to the governments, they want to appear official. And so they bring in somebody like Bill Clinton to talk. But, to the rest of the crypto community, they dangle David Schwartz out there. If you don't know who David Schwartz is, and he'll give detailed presentations about how XRP is moving towards full decentralization, et cetera, et cetera. So it looks like Ripple is trying to play both sides of the coin. Might be a smart move, but it's, to people in the crypto community, this is just ridiculous. Bill Clinton, yeah. In other really pressing crypto news, Kim Kardashian is now Bitcoin's most staunch and well-known advocate. Apparently, there was some charity poker night, and she had, I don't know, what is this, Snapchat or Instagram? She had posted a picture of an actual Bitcoin coin saying we moved on to Bitcoin. I really think that she thinks Bitcoin is physical tender at this point. So this crypto entrepreneur, Matt Rozak, who actually gave Bill Clinton his first physical Bitcoin, also gave one to Kim Kardashian. And I honestly believe that she believes that it's something that you can physically spend, which is hilarious. So apparently this guy is making waves of influence by properly teaching celebrities such as Bill Clinton and Kim Kardashian about cryptocurrency and how cryptocurrency works. You just give them a fancy fake coin that has a B on it, and voila, you are now invested into Bitcoin. It's simple as that, really. All right, moving into a couple of other news tidbits before we close out. Forrester Research, 90% of blockchain initiatives by U.S. firms will never become operational. This isn't surprising to me, and I don't think it should be surprising to you. This was probably similar to the rate of failure that was predicted with .com companies as well. I do hate the .com crypto comparisons, but sometimes they are apt. You know, I mean, it's not surprising to me. It's a big wave, right? There's a big wave of innovation right now, and most of these ideas will fail. Most of these projects will fail. This isn't anything to be discouraged about. It just shows signs that we are in a new emerging market, and this is probably the rate of failure that you will see in any emerging market. And the top performing crypto asset of July 2018 was Stellar. XLM saw 40% gains. This is when priced against USD. It's a little bit less than that against BTC, but it did see 40% gains in July 2018. Bitcoin obviously being the other one, which saw massive gains in July as well. Now, these are awesome statistics if you're just keeping track of the market, you know, as time moves on, but it really doesn't mean anything. I mean, every month you see it's a different coin. I remember when BNB, you know, was up hundreds of percentage points. VeChain had an insane rise in early 2018. So, I mean, you know, it's cool to keep track of. Not really anything remarkable. That is it for this video. Do me a favor, if you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. If you want access to the trade alerts and the weekly crypto picks report, the Patreon link is in the description. Join the Discord. It's 100% free. That's most likely the easiest way to contact me. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Instagram is where I post most of my travel stories and travel photos. Stay safe out there. Peace.